Hello friends, I thought I would do a video on restoring a bushcraft knife, a Finnish style knife or Scandinavian style knife called a Leuku knife. And this knife has a real sentimental value to me because it was my grandfather's knife. And he found this knife in the woods, and someone had dropped it and he found it in the woods, and this was probably over 50 years ago. He died in 1977, so I never had the chance to meet him, and he was born in 1917, so this knife is probably over 50 years old, and it probably belonged to a Sami man because it's a Sami style knife. This is the blade, hand forged Leuku blade, and it has some, I would call this a Scandi convex grind. It's pretty thin, about 2 millimeters. Here's the tang, and as you see, the knife is not completely intact because this knife has always been laying in a drawer in my family's house, and one part of the handle has been missing. This birch piece has been on the handle, and this end cap made from reindeer antler, but the front part has been missing. So I've got this piece of reindeer antler that I've drilled, and I thought this would go perfectly into the front, and I think I will put some leather spacers in between and maybe make an end cap over the tang. This is the leather sheath for the knife, handmade leather sheath. It's pretty worn up, but it still has strength to it. It has a wooden insert, a dangler loop, and then it has some ornaments in the front. You probably can't see that, but it's still workable, usable, I mean. So we'll start with the blade and just try to shine it up a bit. And I don't think I'm going to polish it because I want to keep the rustic patina look on it. So we'll start with that. So I have some 400 grit wet and dry sandpaper, a wooden block, and some universal multi-spray, and I'm just going to sand this blade up. So I'm just going to sand this front piece down and polish it up, because when it's on the blade, it's hard to do that when all the pieces are on. So I just got some paper here on a flat surface, and I'm just going to sand it down. So now I've got all the handle pieces on, and it looks really good. There's a tiny gap here, but you can hardly see it. And this, I'm going to put leather spacers here and here. So I'll take this off. I cut out the leather spaces, and then I will degrease the tang, and then we'll glue it up. So I've glued everything up now, and it looks pretty good. I'm just going to cut off the leather excess with the scissor. And now I'm going to take the blade, and then we'll start shaping the front piece with the belt sander. As you see, this end piece is coming loose, so I'm going to epoxy it, because it has so little to hold on to, because the tang is only going like here. So I'm going to epoxy it onto the tang piece. I'm going to fill the hole with epoxy, so I think that will work. As you see, I've taken a small brass screw and filed it down and driven it into the hole here. Now I'm going to flatten this down. So I just flattened this down with the belt sander, and now we can proceed with the filing and sanding. Okay, now I got this leather and antler and wood uniform, so now I can start with sandpaper, and I'm going to start with 240, then 400, and then 600. Boiled linseed oil.